Okay. Hey there, how you doing?
Hello.
Hi, this is Christina and Brian Hagen from Your Healthy Steps.
Hello.
And we teach foam rolling and self-care skills so you can be active, pain-free, and feel healthy.
Absolutely.
So you can do the things that you simply love to do.
Yep. Yep.
So we're not medical doctors and we're not diagnosing or treating or prescribing. We're sharing with you the things that we've learned in the past 14 years as sports and neuromuscular massage therapists. And we work with a wide range of people,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Professional athletes to collegiate athletes to moms and dads and kids and active adults and very athletic adults, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so today the question is, we're continuing our question of foam rollers and how do you pick a foam roller? Because there's a ton of them out there, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
So our last Facebook Live, we talked about the size, and so now we're talking about the density. Yeah. Okay, so Brian, take it away.
Take it away. Well, and there is a large amount of foam rollers, and it used to be the color was the way that you could choose, and it was really basically white being the less, and then went to black being the more dense, right? But that's changed a lot. So really, it's the type of foam that you're looking for. And there are really three types of foam out there that make foam rollers. And one is not going to be used at all, but we'll mention it here. And it's called PE foam. And it is very soft. It's not very durable. And you typically see it in a white foam roller. And sometimes you will see them in a physical therapist's office. They just don't hold up very well at all. They just break apart, and they're not very hard at all, so you can't really get deep with them. So we're just mentioning it here. So if you, they're good for geriatrics or if you have some bone density issues. But other than that, they really are not worth the time or the money. So that leaves two types of foam rollers after that, and that is going to be the EVA, and that's EVA, and again, that's the type of foam, and EPP. So let's start with EVA. Those are your less dense foam rollers. They can come in a whole wide range of colors, orange, blue, green. So it's really the firmness of it. And you tend to find the EVA foam rollers in yoga studios, some PT offices, gyms. You'll see them in the gymnasiums. And the reason for that is because they're not really firm, so people don't hurt themselves on them, okay? But you have to ask yourself the question, what is the purpose of foam rolling?
Right.
Okay, so if you're going to get an EVA foam roller, just realize that it's more cushiony because the actual foam was designed to absorb shock. So it's a great shock absorber. It's great if you have it in your car and you have a car accident. It absorbs shock, but not necessarily all that good for a foam roller. But again, you find them out there pretty much everywhere. So what they did was they came up with something called a high density EVA foam roller. And the reason why they did that is because these are actually quite durable. They last for a very long time. So they are a pretty good quality foam roller. So they made a high density EVA foam roller. And it does just make it into the realm of firmness. But again, the question is, what am I doing with this foam roller? What do I want to accomplish? And what we teach is we want you to get all the layers of scar tissue and adhesions out of your muscles, or as much as you can, so that you have as much of healthy fluid movement of your muscles as you can get.
Right.
Because that's where you're going to really have the best prevention for injury. You're going to have the best function of the muscle, the best strength, endurance. So again, they are out there, the high density EVA foam rollers. They're a good quality. They last for a very, very long time. But again, they're not going to get to the deepness that we really feel that it's necessary. So that brings us to the EPP. And these are high density, very firm foam rollers. That's what we have here. This is an EPP foam roller. It's really the only foam roller we've ever had in the 14 years that we've been doing this. And it's really the only one that we use in our training. And that's because we teach you how to go very basic to intermediate to advanced. We teach you how to work through the different layers of the muscle to get deeper and deeper and deeper to get all the garbage out of there. So people hurt themselves with this thing because they get right on it and they go all out and they can bruise themselves, and it's quite painful. I've actually had clients throw those away. But I had to talk with them. I was like, you need this, and so they went back out and got another one, and they have worked at it much more.
You need to learn how to have control, right?
Yeah, you need to know how to control it.
You are in your pain zone.
Yes.
And
yes.
so the goal is not to be in pain and hurt yourself.
Right. And this is what they did.
They just
they felt good, like they were doing something good, so they went all out for it, and you can bruise yourself. So the key is, like Christine is saying, and what we teach is we teach you how to put your weight down on it and control that so you're not going so deep.
Yeah.
And then how to work your body in a way that gets deeper and deeper as we go along.
Okay, so that is called what? That's called
This is an EPP high density foam roller.
Okay.
Yep. And if you type that in, we're going to give you a link for the foam roller that we purchased.
We'll just put a link to our favorite self-care tools with that foam roller to it for sure.
So if you do buy an EPP high density foam roller, we highly recommend that you learn the techniques that take you from basic to intermediate to advanced, and so that you can work your way through the layers without excruciating pain and hurting yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why we developed the course, because it just made sense.
Okay, so what about, because I've seen other foam rollers that have like bumps on them and ridges, and what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
Well, again, it's a personal choice, and I have some clients that have gone on to those things, but they tend to be in the realm of triathletes, the Ironman, those kind of level. But then I also have people that do the same type of high intensity athletic sports, and they use the smooth foam rollers. Again, it's about teaching how to move your body to be able to get deeper into the harder foam roller. So again, you have to ask, how deep can I go on a foam roller, even when it has bumps and ridges, if I don't know how to work deeper into the foam roller.
Right.
So for us, we've 14 years, this is the smooth black foam roller is what we've used, and the EPP high density. So we have never used anything with, they actually have some out there that are PVC tubing with a really thin layer of padding. I just think that's way too intense. I mean, there's a level of intensity there that's way beyond what you can do with something like this.
Okay, and the other kind of foam roller I saw it's actually a vibrating foam roller.
Yep, I've seen those, again, they're highly expensive, and I don't know how much those things vibrate to get deep enough. And again, it's just it's one other part that can break down. Like, we've had foam rollers for, I had that one foam roller from 2006.
Forever.
So again, in more moving parts, the more likely it's going to break down. If you learn to do the techniques, a simple foam roller is going to do just fine. So again, it's a personal choice. The same thing with the trigger point bumps and the ridges and all that stuff. But for what we teach people has always been the smooth EP high density foam roller.
Okay, so a new person, a person who is totally new at foam rolling, and the person who is very athletic and has been foam rolling for a long time, you feel can benefit from that.
Absolutely.
The same foam roller.
Absolutely, yes. Yep.
Okay, well, great.
Yeah, that's what's kept me doing the work I've been doing for 14 years. Yes, I still use this. I don't use any other type of foam rolling tool.
Okay. Well, hey, make sure you grab our free report, and I'll put a link above for you. And it's really the 4 things no one has ever told you about foam rolling. And then we give you some tips to really totally improve your foam rolling.
Absolutely.
So your time foam rolling is going to be worthwhile, right?
Yes.
And then make sure you follow us on Facebook so you get notifications when we go live.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you, and have a great day, and keep on foam rolling.
You got it? I get it.
Yeah.